Hey, I'm Allison. I want to welcome you to the first of our 4 classes for Advent. These candlelight service classes will be launched every Sunday of Advent. And to receive our next 3, you'll need to become an Awaken and Free patron. Patreon is a membership platform that artists use to share their craft with their community. And so to be part of that group, the link is found below in the comments if you're viewing this on YouTube or Facebook, or in my profile link if you're practicing with me from Instagram. But just take a moment to get settled and seated before we jump in. As we begin our first Advent class, we light this candle representing hope. It's just eyes closed, just taking that in. Maybe you have your own candle that you light alongside me. Just breathing here in stillness for the next few moments. There's a simple phrase in the Psalms that says, "God is the hope that holds me." And that phrase always stands out to me. There's something in it that feels like hope is embodied by presence. That God's presence surrounding us is the very hope that is holding us together. I don't know what things you're hoping for and holding on to this season, but just feeling the presence of God within you, around you. Even just looking at the light of the candle. God is the hope that holds you. Just slowly making your way down onto your back, hugging your knees into your chest. I've been going through the book Honest Advent by Scott Erickson and finding a lot of inspiration for these Advent classes there. He says Advent means coming in Latin. And these weeks are meant to prepare our hearts, minds, and souls for the arrival of God with us, Jesus Christ, born to Virgin Mary a couple of millennia ago. You're supposed to feel the wait, the anticipated arrival of something you want so badly. And by feeling the wait deeply, you'll be even more satisfied by the celebration of the arrival on Christmas Day. At least that's the hope. So in our practice today, let's sink into these words and what they mean for us today. When it says to us, "For to us a child is born, to us a son is given." What is the significance of those words today, of this child given to all of humanity? What weight and value is there today, all these years later? Keeping your right knee hugging in, let your left leg go out long, or if that's too intense, you can bend the left knee and just bring the sole of the foot to the ground. Maybe just making little circles each direction with your right knee, just opening up your right hip. This child, Jesus, who grew into a man, was described by his followers as one full of truth and grace. So let's break down those 2 words. To be full of truth means having a clear perspective, seeing the real. So Jesus came into the world able to look beyond the masks we wear and any of our pretenses. And Jesus was able to see each person in every situation for what it truly was and for what it truly is. There is no bias that gets in the way to taint the picture. From here, reach the right leg up, interlace the hands behind the thigh. You can roll the ankle or point and flex the foot. Just take a few breaths into the back of the leg, to your hamstrings. In his chapter called Given, Scott Erickson writes, "For Jesus to be full of grace means there wasn't any perfection checklist that was met to deserve his presence. His arrival into the world stands against the idea that if you do it right, you get access to his presence. His presence is freely given. He never withheld it. And so grace is presence not withheld. From here, you can take the right big toe with the right peace fingers, or maybe you grab for the ankle or the shin. Just start to open the right leg out to the right, placing a left hand onto your left hip just to keep that hip rooted down. As you hear that again, grace is presence not withheld. He goes on to say, my experience is that many people lose their faith because of their fundamental belief that who they really are, the real and true, is rejected by the giver who gave them their lives. And it's easy to come to this conclusion because this is our learned experience throughout relational failures throughout our lives. But Jesus, this baby, this child born, this son given, comes full of grace and truth. Let's bring that right leg back center, and you can take the pinky edge of the right foot with the left hand. Place your right thumb into your right hip socket and just gently guide the right hip down as you work the right foot over to about 11 o'clock. So both hips rooted down, still just breathing into your IT band. Full deep breaths here. We live in a time where we can so easily curate an image of who we want to be to gain acceptance and approval. We mask up because our true self risks being rejected. Sometimes we can be so disconnected from who we truly are because there's been so much time hiding and shrinking back. As you're ready, just start to drape that right knee over to the left side. Spinal twist here. You can open the arms or maybe just keep that left hand on the right knee. A few full breaths here. So let's come back again to these words that hold so much truth. For unto us a son is given, a child given to the world, who is full of truth and grace. One who sees the real you, the real story, the full picture. The giver of your life looks behind all of the masks and moves in closer. One who receives and accepts you as you are today and fully offers you presence. Just breathe that in. And as you're ready, come back center. You can hug both knees in again. As you're ready, switching sides, keep the left knee hugging in, let the right leg go out long or bend at the knee, bringing the sole of your foot down. Just taking a few slow circles in both directions with the left knee, opening up your left hip. I know my tendency is to fear that those I love and trust will abandon me. And so what I start to do when I'm not fully operating in health is that I believe that it's only because of any intense loyalty that I will offer to my people that they will stick around. And so it causes me to not always know how to share my opinion or express certain emotions because I may be rejected by the loved ones I have if I'm not agreeable to them. You can really reach the left foot up towards the ceiling. Just move in any way you need here, rolling the ankle or pointing and flexing the foot as you breathe into your left hamstring. So I know that's a place for me, a place of hiding, a place where I'm so tempted to mask because I fear those I love leaving me. But this truth of the divine's presence, never withheld, that heals me. These words matter. to know God gave us Jesus to reveal truth and grace. That my every thought, my every feeling and tendency and action is seen for what it is. The giver's grace sees me and keeps welcoming me into presence. So you're ready. Let's open the left leg out to the left. So whether you're using a strap or a scarf or your peace fingers around your big toe or holding your ankle, however you can get there, just let's open up. Right hand comes to the right hip to guide it down. When I really sit with those words that I am seen for just as I am, for every feeling I have, for every thought that goes through my mind, and that the divine's presence is not withheld from me, even in that, it invites me to let my guard down and show up in all my relationships with vulnerability. That I don't have to fear rejection, because the one who's given me life already sees me for who I am and keeps showing up, keeps inviting me into presence. So you're ready, bring that left foot back up and then take it into the right hand or using a strap. Left thumb comes into your left hip crease to guide your hip down as you work that left heel out away from your body and towards 1 o'clock. Both hips root down still. Take a few full breaths into your IT band. So how does this land on you? This idea of this child born who is full of truth and grace. What do you need to hear in those words today? Let's just take the next bit of time we have on our mat to move and flow through that. And just see what stirs in us. You can come fully into your twist, dropping the left knee to the right side. And maybe to keep yourself grounded into this moment, to stay present, let's just turn a breath prayer from these words. As you inhale, just thinking, I am fully seen. And as you exhale, and welcomed still. I am fully seen and welcomed still. I am fully seen and welcomed still. Just let those words ring in your mind over and over. You are seen without your mask. You are seen exactly as you are in your depth. And you are fully welcome. Presence is not withheld. Coming back neutral, let's bring the soles of our feet down onto the mat, knees pointing up, feet about hip distance apart. Reach the arms up overhead. Full breath in, maybe coming to that breath prayer, I am fully seen. As you exhale, bring the arms down at your sides, lift the hips high. Stay here, another full breath in. Exhale, 1 vertebrae at a time, lower down, arms sweep back up overhead. Inhale, arms come to your sides, lift the hips high. Exhale, lower down, arms reach back up overhead. Flowing a few more times in your own breath. You are fully seen and welcomed still. Grace is presence, not withheld. Next time you find yourself with your hips lifted, hold here for 4 full breaths. Maybe interlacing the hands underneath, just holding your bridge pose. I am fully seen and welcomed still. Next, exhale, lower all the way back down, 1 vertebrae at a time, knees to chest. And just gently rock and roll forward and back a few times till you come up to seated. Once you make yourself there, just cross at the ankles or shins. Palms face down on the knees. Let's inhale through a cat and cow. So inhale, arch the back, lift the chest and the gaze. As you exhale, draw the chin to your chest, round the back. Moving at your own breath pace, just taking it deeper, a little slower, finding that pause at your inhale and the full breath out on your exhale. I am fully seen and welcomed still. Just 2 more rounds of your cat-cow. And then let's take the legs out long in front of us. Let's drape the right ankle just above the left knee. You can either stay here if you want to take the pinky edge of your right foot into your left hip crease into a half lotus. You can take that. And then arms reach up. And then as you exhale, hinge forward with a flat back, moving out from your hips and fold into it. Once you find your edge, you can place your hands at your sides or around the foot. Keep that heart moving between the shoulders. Long spine and then chin to your chest. Just acknowledging, noticing the sensations in your body in this posture. Knowing if it ever causes pain, listen to that and come out. But embrace some of the difficult sensations you might be feeling and use your breath to stay in. As you're ready, walk yourself back up and then start to slowly bend. Keep the right leg as it is. Slowly bend the left knee. So we'll come into this seated figure 4 hip opener. Bring the hands behind you, fingertips towards your glutes. Lift the chest up. Maybe you just gently rock back and forth or just hold and breathe. If you want to take a little baby cradle, you can bring the pinky edge of that right foot into your left elbow crease. And then wrap your right arm around your knee and kind of just hug here like you're holding a baby and maybe rock side to side. You can let the left knee come down or let the left leg go out long. If that's too deep, just stay in that figure 4 hip opener. A few more breaths. When the mind wants to wander, just come back to this mantra. I am fully seen and welcomed still. One more full breath in. As you exhale, release that down, both legs out long. Inhale, arms sweep high. We'll just come take a seated forward fold. Again, hinge forward from the hips, reaching out with the hands. Find your edge, place the hands at your sides, chin to your chest. So maintaining that long spine, even in your folds. And then let's come back up, switch sides. So let's take that left ankle and drape it over the right knee. Or you could take half lotus and then inhale, arms sweep high, root down, hinge forward, find your edge, fold it out. Slowing it all down. Just embracing and thinking through what masks are you wearing? Why? What are you hiding from? How does it feel to know the giver of life sees you fully? Sees all of you. And its grace for you is its presence not withheld. So you walk yourself back up, start to bend into the right knee. Fingertips come towards the glutes. Little slight bend in the elbows, chest lifts up, maybe rocking side to side. You can stay here. You can come transition to that happy baby, taking the left pinky edge of your foot into your right elbow crease, hugging the left knee with the left arm, bringing the palms together, the hands together, and just rocking your leg, letting your right leg come down at your side or go out long. Three more breaths here. On your next exhale, let's release that. Bring the feet into butterfly. Soles of the feet together. Bring the hands around the feet. Grow tall here, and then as you exhale, just again hinging forward. Maybe the elbows press into the thighs. And then draw your chin to your chest. Once you find that edge, fold into your butterfly. Again, just paying attention to in each posture, where are you feeling it? Send your breath to any of those parts of your body. Envision just surrendering into the posture, letting go a little bit more. Then walking yourself back up. We'll just bring a little more movement. We're keeping it really light in these movements today, as we're just in a candlelight class. Maybe you're practicing in the evening. And so we're just kind of finding some more deeper stretch. As you're ready, let's make our way into table. Just pause there for a moment before pressing yourself into down dog. A few breaths just moving, working out your first down dog. And then when you're ready, let's just lift the right leg. You can come up high on the ball of the left foot. Maybe bend the right knee, open the hip, or just keep it lifted. You see what feels good for you tonight. As you're ready, let's shift forward, bring the right knee to your nose, step the foot between your hands, stay on the fingertips, and just take a few breaths here. Let the hips drop down, but keep that back inner thigh lifting up, lifting your gaze. One more breath here. As you exhale, just step back, down dog. Left leg lifts, take a few breaths here. Maybe bending the knee if that feels good to you. And then let's straighten the left leg, square the hips, and then shift forward, left knee to nose. Step the foot between your hands. And then sink in, drop down in the hips, but keep the right inner thigh pressing up towards the ceiling. Breathe into and through any sensations. We slow down so we can pay attention. We can hear the cues of our body, what it's saying, what we're holding, what these meditations that we're moving through are stirring up in us. We can connect to our thoughts. The movements are just things helping us work out and push through the chaos to really hear and tune in to what's going on within us. So you're ready, let's step back, down dog. Let's take that again, right leg lifts, shift forward, right knee to nose, step the foot between your hands, just hold for a moment now. This time left hand down, right arm reaches high. Just hold for 3 breaths. Right hand comes down, step yourself back to down dog. Switch sides, left leg lifts up. Exhale, shift forward, knee to nose, step the foot between your hands. Full breath in. Exhale, right hand down, left arm reaches high. Root into the right hand, rise out of the right shoulder. Grow taller in the left fingertips, a little higher. Exhale, left hand comes down. Step back, down dog. Let's add a little bit more. Right leg lifts. Shift forward, step the foot between the hands. As you inhale, left hand down, right arm reaches high. Exhale, bring that hand down. Drop your back knee, uncurl the toes. Inhale, rise all the way up. Just a few breaths here. You can lift the arms, you can keep them on the knee. Any position that you like. And then exhale, hands come down. Shift the hips back. Keep them lifted. You want your hips over your knee. Straighten the left leg or the right leg. Maybe wiggle the right heel forward, toes point up, fingertips at your sides. Full breath in as you find a long spine. Exhale, bend at the elbows. Keep the long spine as you fold into this posture. One more full breath in. Exhale it out. Inhale, bend back into your front knee. Let's step to the top of your mat, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise to stand. Exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale, reach high. Exhale, fold it out. Inhale, let's halfway lift, step back to down dog. Exhale. Let's take the other side, left leg lifts. Shift forward, left knee to nose. Step the foot between the hands. As you inhale, right hand down, left arm reaches high. Exhale, bring that left hand back down, drop the back knee, uncurl the toes. On your inhale, rise to stand. Keeping the back knee down, just reaching high. A few breaths here, any position with your arms. Maybe sink in a little bit more for the last full breath in. As you exhale, bring the hands down, straighten the left leg, wiggle that heel forward, toes draw back towards your nose. Inhale, come up on the fingertips at your sides. As you exhale, bend the elbows back, fold. Where do you feel your breath moving on your inhale? Where does it want to go on your exhale? Just trace it, follow its rhythm and its path within your body. I am seen and welcomed still. On your next inhale, bend back into your left knee. Step the right foot forward, fold it out. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach high. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, sweep high. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift, step back, down dog. Let's just do that one more time. Flowing and moving through things. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, knee to nose, step the foot between your hands. Root the left hand down, right arm reaches, inhale. Exhale, hand comes back down, drop the back knee. Inhale, sweep high. As you exhale, go into that half splits, straighten the right leg, fold over it. Next, inhale, bend back into the right knee, step the left foot forward, fold it out. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep to stand. This time just go right back into your fold, exhale. As you inhale, come up halfway lift, step back, down dog. Last side, left leg lifts. Shift forward, knee to nose. step the foot between your hands. Inhale, right hand down, left arm reaches high. Exhale, left hand down, drop the back knee, uncurl the toes. Inhale, reach high. Exhale, half splits. Stay for a full cycle of breath. Next, inhale, bend back into the left knee. Lift the back knee up, step forward, fold it out. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way to stand. Exhale, go right back into your forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, step to down dog. If you want to hit pause and just flow that a few more times, feel free to do that. And then come back when you're ready. Otherwise, let's lift the right leg up. Step the right foot forward, and then just bring the right hand to the inside edge of your foot. Heel toe the right foot out to the right. Let's find that lizard pose. You can drop the back knee, uncurl the toes, and then from here, you can stay up on the palms and let's just lift the gaze. And then as you take another exhale, drop your chin to your chest, fold it out. You can stay on the palms or you can drop down to the forearms. We'll be here for a few breaths. So further on in this section of Honest Advent, he writes that the beginning of the New Testament begins with the gospel writer Matthew's account of Jesus' genealogy, starting with Abraham and then running through a long list of other names. And it was written to anchor Jesus' story in the history of the Jewish people. He says, I think what's comforting about this genealogy is that it's the antithesis of a polished resume that is expected to win the job of being the true religion. It seems like a list of names, but if you get into the story of each one, it's a who's who of misfits throughout the Jewish tradition. With some pretty juicy parts involving kinky relationships and murder. It's honest about the family Jesus is birthing into, the real human family. And it's refreshingly relatable to us today, because we too are a culmination of holy moments and juicy moments, and it is this paradox that we carry into the season of Advent, wondering if Christ could come into our complicated midst as well. Just a few more breaths here. That we need to take into account the lineage that Jesus is born into, that it matters. That it was messy and complicated and full of grace. So you're ready, just come back up to your palms if you're not there. Just slowly find your way to a down dog and just move it out. It's just important when we hold things for a while to take our time to come out of that posture and feel all the sensations as we come to a neutral posture. Just feeling the effects of that hold. And then when you're ready, let's just lift the left leg. Step the left foot forward. Bring the left hand to the inside edge of your left foot and just wiggle that left foot to the left edge of the mat. Dropping the right knee down, uncurl the toes. Take a breath or two with your chest lifted, your gaze up. And then on your next exhale, just draw your chin to your chest and either take your position on your palms or drop to the forearms. Continuing on, he says that the unseen Yahweh comes to us full of grace and truth. Comes seeing you in all your real right now, just as you are. Grace and truth is the invitation to be seen, and in that seeing to receive the gift of presence not withheld. It is this loving presence given to who we are right now that will truly heal us. It releases us from religious striving and invites us into a long walk on the beach as ones who love each other. Just take a big exhale into the power of those words. Letting go of striving, of masking up and trying to be something. You are being loved and pursued right now, just as you are. We can put aside the striving. We can just show up in all of our mess, in all of our crazy. We just get to be fully ourselves. And that can feel a little unnerving, but it is so, it's so welcoming as well. Just feels like that big exhale, like, okay, I can stop the performing. Because we are seen, and we get to just receive the gift of presence not withheld from us. So you're ready, just slowly making your way out of your lizard, back into a down dog, just taking a few breaths to move it out. Again, just sitting with how your body feels after a hold. Taking in the effects of that posture, that hip opener. And then from your table, or from your down dog, drop to your knees into table, cross the ankles. Just sit back and make your way down onto your back, bringing your knees back into your chest as we wind down. So do you find yourself today in a complicated space? Maybe there's places in your life you feel like you've completely failed and fell from grace. Or are there any parts of your story you've been hiding from for so long because you fear rejection or judgment? I want you to just take the next few breaths to move in any way that you need to. Just to round out your practice. If your body is craving anything, just take it now. And we'll make our way to Shavasana when you're ready. Letting your legs come out long. Palms open at your sides. Let's just find a full breath in once you get there. And then a just gentle, big exhale out. And as you lay in your Shavasana, I just want to create a place of imagery for you. With your eyes closed, if that feels safe to you. Just imagine standing before God. See God reach over to you and take off your mask and put it to the side. Can you name the mask that's being removed? Notice the way God looks at you in the truth of who you are. How does it feel to be truly seen without any covering, without any hiding? Jesus' presence is right there in the center of all the places you're hiding. God already sees it and knows all about it. And He continues to extend the invitation for you to receive the gift of presence, never withheld. Just take those words in as you stay in that picture. Jesus just looking at you in the truth of who you are, the real you. He says, there is grace. Grace is presence, my presence, never withheld from you. Just wiggle your fingers and your toes, and as you take one more big inhale, just take in, I am fully seen. Exhaling and welcomed still. Make your way to a fetal position. And coming up to seated when you're ready. One way to experience the wonder of God with us today is by participating in the same gift of being given that Jesus did. We can free others from striving by offering the same grace and truth we received. Our presence not withheld in the midst of their real. It is this act of embodiment that begins to cement in us the freely given unmerited favor and love of an invisible God. So as your palms are at your sides, let's come back to where we started. God is the hope that holds me. Hope embodied by the presence of Spirit. A presence never withheld. A hope that you are given in this child that was given to us all these years ago. Full breath in. Sigh it out. Just want to thank you for being here for this first Advent class. Again, if you're tuning in on YouTube, Facebook, or Instagram, be sure to check out the Awaken and Free Patreon page to get access to the rest of these classes that I'm so excited to lead you through as we prepare ourselves for this Christmas season. Have a beautiful rest of your evening or day or whatever time I find you practicing with me.